Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan. Drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go. So here's the deal. We've been in such a crazy heat wave here in Washington. This summer, in Washington State, USA, we have had more hot days than any summer before on recorded history. We have more days above 90 degrees Fahrenheit than we've ever had. Now, it's not the hottest we've ever had. 2 years ago, we had an insane heat wave. One day was 111 degrees Fahrenheit. The pavement outside was starting to melt. It was so hot. It's not meant for that. This weather is not meant for that, you see? But this year, despite not having temperatures that high, we've had overall more hot days. We had such a heat wave this week. I had my air conditioners on maximum blast with the door closed, and it was still 80 degrees in here, in this one small room that I broadcast from. That's how hot it was. But finally yesterday, it cooled down, which was really nice for it to finally cool down, okay? But sadly, some negative things had happened as a result of this crazy heat wave, okay? So here's what happened. You know, basically, because of the heat, there was a lot more insect activity around here. Fruit flies, among other things. And, you know, I have trash in my garage. We can only, listen to this, we only get trash removal every 2 weeks. And so it builds up. You know, your trash accumulates. And because of the trash in the garage, we started getting a bunch of fruit flies in the garage. I was like, oh, this is nasty. Now I have bug spray. And I was going out there spraying. But still, it was so hot and everything. These fruit flies were looking for somewhere to go and multiply. And they were doing it in our garage. Like, this is disgusting. So yesterday, I basically had to go to the dump, all right, to get rid of these bags of trash that normally we would have accumulated and thrown out normally every 2 weeks. But there was just too much, you know, too many bugs. I was like, I gotta get this out of here before these bugs start trying to come in the house and everything. So it's funny because I was getting the bags ready to take to the dump, and guess what I noticed? Ants. Ants everywhere on the ground as well. So we had fruit flies and ants coming in because of the heat, trying to get to the trash in the garage. And I'm like, oh, this is nasty. Now we have both, right? We have air and ground attack. What's next? What can we have water bugs too? Then we got land, sea, and air attacks all coming into our house, right? Good news is it was isolated to the garage. Okay, it was just in the garage. That was it. And it was isolated to the area of the trash cans. It wasn't like, oh my God, the whole garage is infested or anything like that. It was just these bugs were, you know, coming into the garage, and it was very annoying. So after having sprayed with bug spray for about 2-3 days, realizing there's no way this is going to stop, I got to freaking get this trash out of here. Yesterday, I geared up, these giant-ass rubber gloves, and I basically took giant garbage bags. I piled our trash into these garbage bags and tied them up full of bugs, disgusting, tossed them into the car, and went to the garbage dump. And I got rid of them. And of course, it was gross. You know, in the car, all of a sudden, some of these bugs are coming up. Like, this is nasty, right? This is freaking ridiculous. So, anyway, I got rid of it. It wasn't a huge deal. But then when I came home, now the bugs are confused. The ones that are still alive, that is. Because, of course, a bunch of them were in the trash, and some of them got killed by the bug spray. But now I got ants still coming in, because you know how ants work. Don't they communicate via, isn't it like a pheromone or something? Like they smell and they communicate that way, and that way they know where to go. So they think there's food. Now there's no food anymore. It's all gone. The garage has nothing in it for them to eat. So they're coming in and they don't know what to do anymore. So they're just walking in, and they're walking like a circle, and they're confused. So like, what am I going to do? So I had to kill them all again, which sucks. I don't like having to kill a bunch of innocent ants. They didn't do anything, but they're coming into my garage. And what I ended up doing was making a perimeter of kind of bug spray at the bottom of the garage. And I already have ant traps from previous invasions at the other end of the house at our back door. And I put down the ant traps at the end of the garage and basically let it sit for the rest of the day. And one more time I went out there and I saw some, and I got rid of them. And then by the end of the day, I went out there again, finally gone. So no fruit flies were gone, and the ants were gone. I just checked this morning, and once again, no fruit flies, no ants. The other good thing is the heat dissipated. The heat wave ended. So because of that, I think the bugs are going to go back to their normal behavior rather than freaking out because it's so hot and desperate for food or whatever. You know, they're actually going to kind of relax a bit, because that's the problem when the heat goes up. All these things change and things become intrusive, right? You know, wild animals going crazy, you got bugs going crazy. They all want to get inside to eat your shit. Like, what is this? They usually wouldn't do that. But anyway, yeah, it seems okay now. Like I said, I checked last night and this morning. No ants, no fruit flies. It looks like they've probably gotten the message there's no food in here anymore. And I think we're all right. But it was kind of a gross day of me having to deal with all these bugs and everything.
I got the drip going. 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 I got the drip going.
It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop. So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean. These dumb kids. This is what it is. It's dumb kids.